Hi, today's tutorial is going to be on web browser automation. This was actually a request from the community, since the feedback that I've been receiving from the viewers of my previous tutorials is that they wanted to see more resources on web development for Julia. That led me to create this specific tutorial, so if there is any topic that you might be interested in seeing me create a tutorial on, just let me know. You can use, for example, the YouTube comments on this video for that. So, what is browser automation? Now, the web is made to be accessible by any individual on their mobile device or PC, and there is a large effort made on web apps to be accessible by human input. But sometimes we might need to emulate that input. For example, if you are developing your own web app and you want to create end to end automatic testing, this is a solution for you. Or maybe you need to automatically gather information from web pages that need human interaction. That is also an option. It can also be used for you to access web pages periodically that you might need to check. For example, maybe for app notifications or checking for news. You can also use browser automation for that. In this tutorial, we will be using webdriver.gl, a package for Julia created by José Calderon that is compatible with Selenium WebDriver. This package will interface with ChromeDriver, also known by Chrome for testing, to automate clicks and keyboard typing and check for data on the web page that you are visiting. But it didn't need to be Chrome. I'm just using Chrome because it's the most used browser option for Windows, but there are tons of other browsers that you can use for testing. We will use this package to go to the Google Flights webpage and check the ticket prices for the dates and airports of our choosing. So on the code side, we are going to use the library WebDriver. The WebDriver is going to be our main driver here, no pun intended, but it's going to be the library that allows us to communicate with Chrome and send the commands that we need. So go to element, click in an element, write something. This is what the WebDriver is going to do. I'm also going to use another library over here just to open our ChromeDriver. That is the application that it's going to interface between WebDriver and Chrome. And I just want to open it. I'm going to use the library default application for that. So first of all, I'm going to need then this ChromeDriver that I'm talking about. It is a way for you to communicate with Chrome and send commands to your browser. I'm going to use ChromeDriver, but there are tons of drivers. You can use the Firefox driver, Opera driver. I'm just going to use the Chrome one because it's the most used on Windows, but feel free to select your own. If you want to download ChromeDriver, just search for Chrome for testing, and then on this GitHub page, you can just go to stable and download for your operating system. This is a zip file that you can extract, and then your binary, just put it on a folder that you know, because we are going to open it right now. For that, I'm going to go with default application, open, and I just copied it to C tutorial ChromeDriver. Okay, perfect. We can make Julia sleep a little bit after running this application because it takes time to set up. In my case, I just put it there 5 seconds. But as you can see, now ChromeDriver is running and local connections are allowed, and we are ready to start. As a website, I'm going to use Google Flights for that. But of course, if you, for example, are doing, I don't know, but automatic testing on your own PC, then you can just use localhost with the port of your website. On my case, I want to access the internet and go to Google Flights, and we'll use it for our tutorial. Now, in terms of configurations, capabilities, I'm going to use Chrome, and I need to give that information to WebDriver. And then all the configuration that I need to give, its capabilities, our host, it's local, and the port, it's something that you can also check. If you go to ChromeDriver, it says over here on top 9515. Okay, so just need to define that port over here. 9515. Okay, we are good to go. After setuping everything, we can just create our session This section function is from WebDriver, and it's going to start our Chrome. So as you can see, we now have Chrome opened. There is a message here in Portuguese. It's my native language, but it's saying that Chrome is being now controlled by an automated testing software. So let's open our website. Open website. For that, you run the function navigate in our session for our URL. So if we run this function, then it's not exactly Google Flights, because Google likes to first give this pop-up showing that there are cookies on this website and we need to accept it. If this would be for a person, it would be pretty easy. You just click on accept all. That's not the case for this type of automatic functions. So what we need to do is go over to the button, right click, inspect, then inspect again. And we know here that we got this button, the accept all button. So let's just copy and copy the full XPath. Now, I do have all the information that I need for my element. So we can just define the element cookie being the element from this session where the XPath it's the one that I just copied. So yeah, I have defined my element. If I want to click it, you just use the function click. Element cookie. Okay. And yes, we already got our Google Flight over here working as intended. And we got here our website. Now, what I want to do on this website is actually to search for a flight and get the price of that flight. So for that, we first need to go over here to where we want to catch the flight, and we need to write something. Okay, so we need to go over here, once again, inspect, see the element, copy, and we now know where we need to write on our web page. Now, before actually going further, I like to give a little bit of a sleep time before going on, because maybe it takes a little bit to load the web page. So usually I like to wait a little bit after that. Just going to define a wait time as 200 milliseconds. I think that's enough. Okay. So we wait a little bit, and we now are going to select our city. Now for our city, it's going to be pretty much what I did before. So this is going to be a little bit repetitive. We are always going to do create a new element, click in element, write something, but that's just the way it is. Okay, so we are now on the spot. After clicking, what happens is, okay, I can immediately start writing. So I just need to click. I'll just wait a little bit for processing. And then, do I need to click again, or can I already start writing? Well, let's try it. So in order for us to start writing, I just need to test the function clear. So the clear will just erase everything that is written there. We already got the city. So let's see if it erases correctly. So starting from here. No, it didn't erase. So I need to click once again, because maybe the ID, it's no longer the same that I used before for that element. It is a new ID. So we need to define a new element over here. A2, the new element, inspect, copy, full, paste, and let's see if this time around it works. And we need to run it as A2, of course. Okay, yeah, now it's clean. After being clean, I can already start writing something. I'm going to write my city. element keys. In order for us to write its element keys, this function over here, cda2, and then I'm going to write Los Angeles. Now, let's run it first. Now on the website, we can see that we already have selected the city that we wanted. Now we want to leave this form input. For that, I'm just going to write /n, and this is going to create a new line. So it means that the user click on the enter. So let's try it again now with this /n. And perfect, it's now ready to receive a new input. So we have selected the first city. Let's do the same for the second one. So I need to inspect this over here, copy the path. It's going to be the same thing over here. Just going to wait for a little bit before selecting the second city, just to be sure that we don't lose any command. So the element for city B1, once again, element for this session, where the X path is the one that I copied, and I can just once again click it as we have done before. It's going to be pretty much the same thing. After click it, let's once again sleep for a little bit, and we can now write on the new form that is going to appear. I don't need to clear anything, I think. Yeah, it's empty, so we can just start writing. So my element city, let's call it B2, define it by the element session xpath, the one that I just copied. Then click on it, element city B2. After clicking, I'm going to write my destination. So element city B2, and it's Tokyo, and new line. Hopefully this will work. Let's just put it on the default mode and run it. I need to click it first and then click it once again and write it. Perfect, Tokyo. Okay. Now, regarding dates, I need the departure date and the return date. Same process, inspect, copy, XPath. Now let's do the same for the dates. Element for date 1. Once again, our session, XPath, the one that I just copied, and click on it. Let's run it. Not okay. Okay, now we are on a date. There is, of course, a calendar over here that we could select. So let's give it a look to see how it works. So if, for example, select 1 of October. Okay, I need only to write October 1. And the same for the return. Okay, then there is a done button over here. Okay, understood. So let's do it like they intend to. That is, we click first. Going just to wait a little bit. Then after clicking, let's write on it. So click, select. After selecting, element, date, A2, element, on our session, XPath, just paste over here. And yeah, we can go ahead and click, and then we need to write. And we are just going to write October 1. I think it's going to work like this. Okay. By the way, I need to clean all of this stuff first, otherwise. Reset. Okay. Let's do it again because I already selected. So let's open the website and do all of this. It's also going to be a test to see if everything is okay. The cookie is no longer necessary. We can already start on the select CTA. That's true. Okay, Los Angeles, Tokyo, and we are ready to put our date over here. Date, October 1, element date A2. And now if I run it, perfect, October 1. I'm going to do the same for the other dates. So see where it is defined. Maybe wait a little bit and select our date B, element date B. Let's just copy and paste all of this. Hopefully it's going to be faster that way. So copy this, October 8th. This time around is going to be date B with this string. Okay, let's see if it worked. Perfect, October 8th. Now we need to end with the click here on done. So same thing. Yeah, let's wait as well. And I'm just copy this over here for our element submit. And with my string over here. Okay, let's see if everything is okay. Yes, we are now ready to search. So the search is another button over here. Inspect, copy the element. So I can wait a little bit of time and then click on that element. Looking good. Let's see if it did work. It did. Okay, perfect. And we now have everything that we needed over here. So before actually we get the price or the time of the trip, we need to wait till this data is available. So instead of us now wait for a defined time in terms of seconds, let's just wait defined by the availability of the item that we actually want to see. So let's give it a look here to this value. Actually, I want to get everything here. So not only the price. Okay, this is good. But actually also the company and the time. So let's copy this path. So now, instead of me waiting a time, I'm going to wait for the data to be ready. We know the element of this data that I just copy and paste. So let's just create a cycle. While true, I'm going to need to use also the try because the element may still not exist and we don't want to propagate an error. Element view of the type element on our session with the XPath of my string data. Okay, so let's give it a look. The cycle is still not fully defined, but the element view is. And I want to see what type of element tag are we looking at. It's going to be a div. Okay, so all we need to do here is we need to wait till the element tag it's equal to div. This will define our loading variable with with a value false, and then the while will break. In order for me to not be constantly looking to the web page and creating here an almost infinite loop, I'm going to wait for a little bit till we try again. It's our timeout. Okay, perfect. So after we have our data available, let's get our data. Get the data from our string data that is on session, xpath, string data. Perfect. Okay. Let's try to print, see if we got the text that we wanted. For that, we use the function element text on our element data. And here it is, the same information that we got on our website, we now have here on this variable that we've just printed with our println. So let's just test again, just to be sure that the loading loop is actually functional. So for that, I need to get back over here. Okay, and let's try our loop. So we click on the button and we wait. Okay, and hopefully, same thing. Yes, same print over here. Second one. Okay, perfect. It's working now. And this is the tutorial that I had for you guys on the theme of automatic browser interface. And hopefully this tutorial was helpful for you guys. And we'll see you again on the next one.